that's right, it's Joe here for Joyrider TV, and welcome to What Went Wrong, where I'm going to be looking at your crashes and working out why they happened and how we could prevent them. So we're starting off with Andreas here. He's sailing on Forgensee in Bavaria, Germany on the Topcat K4X. And let's take a look. Oh yes, and I think that would do it. So let's dive in a little bit deeper and see what it was that caused that early bath. Now if we have a look at where the mainsail is, we can see from the start that the mainsail's quite open, which means Andreas can't point very high to get the sufficient amount of power to get out on the trapeze. Not only that, but he's just let the traveller out a bit more as well. We can see him bearing away there. This is where the problems start, because what we want to do is stay high, close to the wind as we move out on the trapeze. And then as he's moving out, pulling on the tiller extension, and yeah, at that point, very difficult to recover and into an involuntary jibe, causing the capsize, all the weight on the wrong side. So I would say, as well as trying to sail a bit close to the wind to get out onto the trapeze, but before you try going out at this stage, try reaching behind you with your tiller extension hand to grab the stick behind you, which means as you go out you're going to be less inclined to pull the stick towards you, causing you to bear away. So throughout the process of going out on the trapeze, focus should always be on the course. Thanks very much, Andreas, for sharing that with us. Yes, that's right, we're on the leeward bow of Damocles the War Pig, Rick's Dart 18 here in Blackpool in the UK. And I think we can see what happens here is Rick is reluctant to ease the main sheet, and he's trying just to control and avoid the capsize by heading up, which is not going to happen on this occasion. So I think a bit more action in the main sheet department might have avoided this small capsize. But thanks very much to Rick for this edit. Very nice. There, Rick showing how easy it is to write the Dart 18 solo as a realistically proportioned man. Significantly warmer here in Maui, I think you'll find, on board the Bravo with John and Billy, as featured in Show Us Your Cat episode 134. A very nice sail. Oh dear, but then something went wrong, putting them in the water. Alright, let's take a look and see what happened there. I think what's happening, if you look at the direction of the boat, it doesn't change. So they were actually sailing dead downwind here. And then a small wind shift has jibed the mainsail. And then John's reaction is to try to head the boat up into the wind. But then that takes them through the power zone on the beam reach, which just, with them both on the wrong side of the boat, they don't stand a chance. And yes, they are going swimming. Great dive from John there. I'd give that an 8.2. So what we could try to avoid that happening in the future is just not to sail quite as deep downwind. Have the wind blowing onto the rear corner rather than straight from behind. And that means if there is a wind shift, you're less likely to do the accidental jibe. Okay, so significantly colder here on board the 16 at Datchet Water in the UK with Anthony. And this looks like a pretty poor situation to be in. And it gets worse. Oh dear, oh dear. Okay, so let's just have another look at that and see what exactly was going on. It does look like issue number 1 might have been that Anthony left his tack a bit too late. And as the boat is backing up here, it's all going pretty well. We can see the rudders are the right way to get it to go through the tack. But here Anthony puts the rudders the other way, which stops the boat from turning, and he's right on that back corner. And as the hull lifts, oh dear, yeah, there's no way out of that, and the backwards. And I would say quite lucky that it went over there and the mast didn't actually hit that harbour wall, because that could have caused quite some damage to either the mast or the sail. So to avoid the backwards capsize during a tack where you've been made to back it round because your tack failed, you just need to be really ready to leap forwards as soon as those bows look like they're about to lift, leaping forwards just to keep them pinned down, because once they start to lift and you've got to start climbing the trampoline, it's all over. Fortunately, at Datchet Water Sailing Club in the UK, they've got good safety cover, so it looks like Anthony got towed off that wall in time to right the boat. Thanks for that, Anthony. So I'd have to say I've certainly done my fair share of capsizes this season. And here we are going into a jibe on the Hobie 16. And oh dear. Now, why did that one happen? Alright, let's have a look. Okay, so here we are. We're going into the jibe. Good approach. I like where the Traveller is. It makes the mainsail come across sooner. But I think I was just really cocky and complacent and came out of the jibe and headed up immediately, which meant I didn't have the weight over that side of the boat, so there was nothing to stop the capsize. What I should have done was, as soon as the mainsail came across, tweaked it back downwind, and then all of the pressure would have been coming from behind and not from the side. No capsize. There we go. We all get it wrong sometimes. Yes, that's right. We're back on board Rick's Dart 18, Damocles, the War Pig. Sailing upwind, hiking out. Very nice. Lifting the hull. Oh dear. Alright, yeah, I think we could see what was going on there. So lifting the hull, looking cool. And if you look closely, you can see that Rick did uncleat the main sheet. It goes out, just not enough. Whether that was because Rick was holding on to it too much, or perhaps this set of main sheet blocks, maybe the rope is a little bit thick and it's not going out particularly easily. But for either of those reasons, that led to the big swim. Okay, so we're back on board with Rick on Damocles, the War Pig. Nice sailing conditions here. Oh dear. Yeah, this was quite a lot like Andreas's capsize at the start, because he lifts the hull, it comes back down, boat slows down, sending him forwards a bit on the trapeze, which at that time he's pulling the tiller extension towards him, putting him into an involuntary jibe. And what happens sometimes, if you bore away quite hard, to straighten up again, you're actually pushing. And if you're out on the trapeze off balance already, it's very difficult to be able to actually push the tiller extension. So the accidental jibe whilst on the trapeze, there's only one way that's going to go. So there it is. Thanks very much to Rick for his great sailing skills and editing there as well. So thanks to everybody for sending in their footage for this week's What Went Wrong. If you want to be featured in an upcoming episode, you know what to do. All of the information is in the video description below. Thanks very much, and I'll see you soon with some more on Joyrider TV.